Welcome to the Ask a Poll Politics Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Laslo, based here in Washington, where I hound the nation's lawmakers on your behalf. Thank you so much to all our subscribers, and hey, make sure and give us a like, if you like us, that is. And if you haven't yet, please consider a paid subscription to help this scrappy startup continue changing Washington one interview at a time. And now, here's our latest Ask a Poll exclusive from your U.S. Capitol. Who knows? What's your pitch to voters?
Would you get on this side?
Yeah. What's your pitch to voters?
Pitch to voters.
Send me back.
Not a good one.
Send me back so I can not
After these 2 years?
fund the government. Yeah.
I having a hard time.
Why is that?
You've seen this recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to use it off.
Okay.
A barnyard term for it, but it ends in show.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
I mean,
what?
is that?
Do you blame it
I mean,
on?
Republicans are basically, our majority has been stoppers.
Relationship or
Yeah.
our good negotiation. Yes. That's right. I know.
As far as home run policy, we passed some good bills, but they, apples in the Senate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think the problem is that the Senate's been Democrats, or?
That's always a problem, isn't it?
But this time it seems like many
The
members of
Senate,
your party.
the Senate is always a stopper for our stuff, Even though we have the majority, they can't get 60 very often. So what you have to use maneuvers like, reconsider, what do you call it?
Reconciliation.
There's a word, yeah. Reconciliation, so,
How disappointing is it that you guys can't even get the GOP on the same?
we screwed around getting rid of a speaker. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Come on in. Yeah, so wasted a few days in the beginning on that, and then about a month in the middle of it. Yeah, it's appalling. And then,
Yeah.
the package the other day, we had a CR with the SAVE Act in it.
Yeah.
And all the folks on a lot of people that write from, or comment from the right say, now that it's out, Mike Johnson is a traitor because he took it out. Like, no, hey, we passed the bill as a standalone in July or so. We had it included, and about 10 or 11 of us couldn't vote for it.
Yeah.
I gotta get this vote done for
Cool. Did they?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, let's catch up.
There's still a lot of lawmakers coming in the tunnel.
Yeah, they freaking closed it.
Weird.
There was 200 when I left the office, and so that's usually enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been, finding the number, right?
Yeah.
And when it's down to 100, I've been getting in trouble. So
Oh, I know.
now I got pinched on 200. It's like,
Well, see, I always tell my interns, I'm like, never keep a lawmaker from their vote, because then they're never going to talk to you again.
well,
Yeah.
it's our own discipline. We had to walk
Yeah.
faster until you know.
Yeah.
And you walked with me, so anyway.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Well, you didn't do it.
Yeah, it's strange. But so how do you guys, is this growing pains for the party naturally happens historically, or?
No, I think this is a kind of extraordinary
Yeah.
thing because, we might have our battles, but we usually have come together. This goes back to the state legislature when I was there and here. And now it's like, you got certain guys that they're going to be like Mikey on the life commercial. They hate everything.
Yeah.
And so that means we don't really have a working majority on the stuff, like the appropriations bills. And I was preaching at home, like, hey, this term, we're going to do the appropriations bills. We're going to do it right. We're going to get them out. And we'll send them to the Senate, and we're going to have a real debate and a real, process. And so we got about 7 of them out during McCarthy, and the committees moved them out, but they haven't all moved across the floor of the 12. I mean, I think we'll do 1 or 2 more after that since. And just, well, hell, man, what?
Yeah.
So I've been really cynical lately.
So how do you, and like the young guard, they're not listening to
The who?
the younger members or newer members?
Oh, I wouldn't put it on age.
Yeah.
I would put it more on just some philosophical issue with certain guys.
How do you think this election will shape that up and give you guys a better working majority, or?
Well, there will be at least some slight modifications. There's a couple no guys that aren't coming back and stuff like that. But unless we add a lot to our majority, and there's a pretty big lineup change amongst us, it was probably, it could look similar next time. But if we blow the majority, or if we blow the CR here, then shutdown doesn't accrue well on the Republican side no matter what. It seemed like there was one a few years ago when Trump was still in, and it was the Schumer shutdown, and it seemed to stay where it was. But it's always our fault no matter what we put across. We put across reasonable bills. And, I don't know what's unreasonable about the SAVE Act. That was a bill we passed already. So, and 11 or so of our guys wouldn't go for it because they had the CR, and like, what the hell do you want? And because people are out there, as I was saying, there's people out there tweeting or commenting like, Mike took it out. Now we're just passing a spending bill. Did you see we just tried last week? We just tried, and many of the same folks that you think are the heroes for this didn't vote for it. So you shot down we could have at least golfed it over to the Senate, and they would have had to deal with it or strip it out or something and send it back. And then that'll be a terrible bill you can all vote against, right? 100 Republicans will vote for it, and 100 Democrats or whatever number you need. And then we go, but we at least, in some sense of reality, it is a bit of an exercise, because the Senate's not going to go for it, the President won't go for it. So do we demonstrate that we were for that? And we did. We've done it twice. Put the bill on the floor, passed the bill earlier by itself in committee, and so we've demonstrated it. We've demonstrated the Dems are not for the SAVE Act. So, but last week it was also 11 or so Republicans weren't either, and that was the narrow piece we needed to at least move the bill and continue the discussion in the Senate. So that's where my frustrations ended up. And when you ask the initial question, like, how do you go home and brag on that? I can't brag on that.
Right.
But I can say all the bad things we blocked that would have happened had the Dems been in the majority. Okay? And we passed some good bills here and there, and we've kept the place going. I think we've curbed spending to a degree that would not have happened otherwise. So we're able to put some brakes on some things here. But is that, do people want to hear putting brakes on things, or do they want to hear great new things? That's what they want to hear. Especially the voters that we're trying to talk to right now in this presidential. You got the two, 35% on each side, 40%, whatever. But you want to see, okay, who are these joy voters? What are they going to want to hear? The Republicans put the brakes on things, or do they want to hear aspirations and things like that, like Kamala talks about. If you want to get some of these voters, you have to say, well, here's the positive things we're doing. Here's some of the things we've done. And that's a little harder to grasp in this malaise or muddle or whatever you want to call it that's been going on.
But it seems like a lot of these members aren't running on re-elect us because what we did in Congress, their message
is what?
Deviates.
What do you hear?
Well, for some, they're pushing conspiracies.
Conspiracies of what? On what?
Matt Gaetz says there's 5 assassination teams roving around the U.S.
Oh, I don't know.
He says one's Iranian, one's Ukrainian, and one's Pakistani.
For Trump or for everybody?
I think for Trump, but...
Well, in a way, there probably are people harboring those ideas, but are these 5 set teams who can line up and playing cards? I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who would be on that team that would, and generically,
Thanks for listening to Ask a Poll, your conduit to Congress. I'm Matt Laslo, offering a hearty thank you to all our supporters out there. Keep feeding us your questions, and we'll keep holding your politicians accountable to you. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe at askapoll.com. We can't do our independent journalism without your support, fam. Cheers.